Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're a teenager, you know that communicating with parents can sometimes feel like navigating unknown waters. But fear not, today we've got practical tips to help you effectively communicate with your parents and bridge that generation gap. Let's dive in. Timing is everything. Choose the right time to talk to your parents about important matters. If you want to discuss something, wait for a moment when they're not busy or stressed. Picking the right time ensures they can give you their full attention. Instead of bringing up your grades right after your parent comes home from work when they might be tired or stressed, wait for a more relaxed moment. Choose a time when they are open to conversation, like after dinner, to discuss your academic performance. This ensures they can focus on your concerns without distractions. If you want to ask for permission to attend a party or an event, don't approach your parents when they are preoccupied with chores or tasks. Wait for a time when they are more likely to be in a good mood, perhaps during a weekend afternoon. This increases the chances of them being receptive to your request. When discussing future plans, such as college choices or career aspirations, pick a time when your parents are relaxed and not preoccupied with their own concerns. Choosing a quiet evening or weekend afternoon allows for a more in depth and focused conversation about your goals. If you're facing personal challenges or issues, avoid bringing them up when your parents are busy or distracted. Instead, find a quiet moment, maybe after dinner or during a weekend walk, to share your thoughts. This ensures they can provide the emotional support you may need without feeling rushed. When negotiating changes in household responsibilities such as chores or curfew, choose a time when your parents are not stressed or engaged in their own tasks. This allows for a more balanced and rational discussion, increasing the likelihood of finding common ground through compromise. In each example, selecting the right time is critical because it sets the stage for a more productive and focused conversation, increasing the chances of your parents being receptive to your needs and concerns. When communicating, be clear and specific about what you want to discuss. Instead of saying, I need more freedom, say, I'd like to discuss extending my curfew by an hour. Providing clear details helps your parents understand your needs better. Instead of saying, can I go out later? Be clear and specific by saying, I'd like to go to movies with friends on Friday evening. It starts at 7 p.m. and ends around 10 p.m. Can I have permission to go? Rather than expressing a vague concern about school, say, I've been struggling with math recently. I'd like to set up some extra study sessions with a tutor. Can we discuss how we can make that happen? If you're addressing a conflict with a sibling, avoid general statements like, we always fight. Instead, be specific. I've noticed that we argue about using the computer. Can we talk about setting up a schedule to avoid conflicts? Instead of saying, I'm upset, specify the cause. I felt ignored when I was sharing my thoughts earlier. I would appreciate it if we could discuss what happened. When negotiating household responsibilities, be specific about your proposal. I'm willing to take on cooking dinner twice a week. In return, can we discuss adjusting my curfew on the weekends? In each example, being clear and specific is crucial because it avoids confusion, allows your parents to understand your needs or concerns precisely, and opens the door for a more constructive and focused conversation. Providing details helps your parents know exactly what you're asking for or expressing, making the communication more effective. Active listening is a game changer. When your parents are talking, give them your full attention. Repeat back what they've said to ensure you understand correctly. This is not only shows respect but also improves the overall quality of your conversation. Instead of zoning out when your parents talk about your upcoming school event, actively listen by maintaining eye contact and nodding. Respond with specific details about the event to show that you are engaged and value their input. When your parent is giving you instructions or guidance, actively listen by repeating back key points. If they're explaining how to do a task, Paraphrase their instructions to confirm your understanding and avoid misunderstandings. If your parent is expressing expectations regarding your responsibilities, actively listen by asking clarifying questions. If they mention completing chores before a certain time, inquire about specific tasks and deadlines to ensure you have a clear understanding. When discussing concerns or conflicts, actively listen to your parents' perspective before responding. If they express worries about your academic performance, repeat back their concerns to show that you hear them before sharing your thoughts on the matter. When sharing your experiences with your parents, actively listen to their responses. If you're talking about a challenging day at school, notice their reactions and respond accordingly. This fosters a deeper connection and mutual understanding. In each examples, practicing active listening is vital because it demonstrates your engagement in the conversation, ensures a clear understanding of the information being communicated, and contributes to a more respectful and effective dialogue with your parents. Active listening helps build stronger connections and promotes a positive communication environment within the family. Express your feelings using I statements to avoid sounding accusatory. Instead of saying, "You never listen to me," try, "I feel like I'm not being heard when I share my thoughts." This helps keep the conversation focused on your perspective. Instead of saying, "You never understand me," use an I statement like, "I feel frustrated when I think my perception isn't being heard. Can we talk about how we can communicate better?" Rather than blaming with, "You don't support me in my studies," say, "I'm feeling stressed about my grades and I would appreciate your support. Can we discuss ways we can work together to improve?" Instead of saying, "You're too strict," use an I statement. "I feel restricted by the current rules and I'm hoping we can find a compromise to allow me more freedom while maintaining your trust." Instead of accusing a sibling with, "They always get their way," use an I statement. "I feel frustrated when I notice that there's an imbalance in how rules are applied. Can we discuss how we can make things feel fair for everyone?" In each example, using I statements is crucial because it emphasizes personal feelings and experiences without placing blame. This approach encourages a more open and constructive conversation by expressing your emotions and perspectives without making the other person defensive. It creates an environment where both parties can work together to find solutions and understand each other better. Share both good and bad news with your parents. Keeping them in the loop builds trust. If you did well on a test, let them know. If you're facing challenges, be open about that too. This way, they can better support you. When you receive a good grade on a test, share the good news with your parents. "Hey, I wanted to let you know I got an A on my math test today. I studied really hard and it paid off." If you're struggling with a subject, share the bad news. "I've been finding chemistry challenging lately and my grades have slipped. I wanted to talk to you about getting some extra help or a tutor to improve." When you're excited about an upcoming social event, share the good news. "Guess what? My friends and I are planning a movie night this weekend, and I'm really looking forward to it." Share your enthusiasm about a new hobby or interest as good news. "I started learning to play the guitar and it's been so much fun. I can even play a few songs now." If you're struggling with managing your time effectively, share the bad news. "I've been having trouble keeping up with my assignments lately, and I wanted to let you know so we can figure out a plan together." In each example, sharing both good and bad news is important because it keeps your parents informed about various aspects of your life. Celebrating successes together strengthens your bond, while sharing challenges allows your parents to provide support and guidance when needed, builds trust, and maintains an open line of communication between you and your parents.